Welcome to today's Torah portion, Mattot, which is tribes, and Massei, which is journeys. Now, these are listed together, but they are actually two separate Torah portions. So I'm only going to do Mattot, which is the tribes. And I'm just going to read the story from Numbers chapter 32, and then make some comments at the end, which I think are very interesting, which will lead to next week's Torah portion, Massei, and hopefully take you on a journey that will enlighten your life. So, Numbers 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of livestock. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that indeed the region was a place for livestock, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moses, to Eleazar the priest, and to the leaders of the congregation, saying, Ataroth, Dibon, Jazer, Nemrah, Heshbon, Elilah, Shebon, Nebo, and beyond. The country which the Lord defeated before the congregation of Israel is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. Therefore they said, if we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to your servants as a possession. Do not take us over the Jordan. Now, before we go further, remember, this was the thing that Israel was supposed to do. They were supposed to cross over the Jordan River. And Moses was not going to be able to go with him because he was not going to be able to see the land up close. So he was going to turn that job over to Joshua. Now we go on to verse 6. And Moses said to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war while you sit here? Now will you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord has given them? Thus your fathers did when I sent them away from Kadesh Barnea to the land. For when they went up to the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, so that they did not go into the land which the Lord had given them. Now, we talked about this in Torah portions a few weeks ago, and we found out that this was the huge mistake that Israel would make. And not only was it a mistake, it was something that was very grievous to the Lord. And because of that, the Lord said that the people that were 20 years old and above would not enter the land. So it was a very terrible mistake. And he's reminding them of that mistake after this request they have just made to stay on the other side of the Jordan and to raise livestock there. He had figured that they weren't going to go in and fight with him, as you're going to see. So verse 10, so the Lord's anger was aroused on that day, and he swore an oath, saying, surely none of the men who came up from Egypt, from 20 years old and above, shall see the land of which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me. Now again, he's talking about the incident where they didn't want to go into the land when they had spied it out. Verse 12, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they had not wholly followed the Lord. So the Lord's anger was aroused against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all that generation had done evil in the sight of the Lord was gone. And look, you have risen in your father's place, a brood of sinful men, to increase still more the fierce anger of the Lord against Israel. For if you turn away from following him, he will once again leave them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all these people. So you see, Moses was very concerned that these two tribes and half tribe of Manasseh were going to cause the same event to happen all over again, and Israel once again would not be able to enter the land. But let's go on, verse 16. Then they came near to him and said, we will build sheepfolds here for our livestock, and cities for our little ones, but we ourselves will be armed, ready to go before the children of Israel, until we have brought them to their place. And our little ones will dwell in the fortified cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our homes until every one of the children of Israel has received his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has fallen on us this eastern side of the Jordan. So you see, they pretty much shocked Moses, because Moses figured that they were just wanting to stay on the other side of Jordan and have their property and just live their life and not go and help the rest of the brethren, the other tribes of Israel. And again, this is called tribes, this Torah portion. And what does Moses say? If you do this thing, if you arm yourselves before the Lord for the war, and all your armed men cross over the Jordan before the Lord until he has driven out his enemies before them, and the land is subdued before the Lord, then afterward you may return and be blameless before the Lord and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if you do not do so, then take note, you have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build cities for your little ones and folds for your sheep, and do what has proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spoke to Moses, saying, Your servants will do as my Lord commands. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and our livestock will be there in the cities of Gilead. But your servants will cross over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to do battle, just as my Lord says. So, we see that it's exactly what these two tribes in the half-tribe of Manasseh said, Gad and Reuben, have said. They truly, honestly, have had a change of heart. They wanted to stay on the other side of Jordan and raise their livestock, but it was still in their heart to go and help the rest of their brethren, the rest of the tribes of Israel, to go in and help them fight, do the war with them, and allow them to also get the promised land for themselves. So what happened? How had their minds changed? How had they gone from being a selfish people to a people that were willing to go and help their brothers? Well, the answer is found in next week's Torah portion, which is Massei, which is the journeys. And the answer is in the fact of the journeys, because the journeys gives a review of all the places that the children of Israel had journeyed. And it's the same with you and I. It's the journey of our life. It's not the destination. It's not the fact that we have a place that we want to go and visit. It's the journey. It's the journey of our life which makes up our life. And in that journey, hopefully, we are drawn nearer to the Lord, nearer to the ways of the Lord, and it becomes less about ourselves and more about his kingdom. And we will see more of that in next week's Torah portion. But just keep in mind that as you walk in the Lord, if you know him and you've received him as your Lord and you serve him, then he will continue to work in your life and build your life in ways that you probably have never even imagined. He is the author and finisher of your faith. He will carry you to the very end. The Bible says that he, which of course is the Lord, he who builds and has come into your life and has saved you, will finish the work he began in you. So if he came to your life and you know him, he is not going to let you go. He is going to bring you to the fruition and the completion until the day of the Lord. So be strong in the faith. Don't be concerned about all that you see going on in this world. Just be faithful to God. Follow him with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, with all of your strength, and he will lead you to the end. He will be with you till the end. I pray that you have a good week and be faithful to him who is faithful to you. God bless. Until next time.